Welcome. It's time to talk about marriage again. And today, I just want to look about issues and problems that people face in marriage. Most of the times, things happen in marriage that cause people to be weak or cause people to need support or to need help. When such things happen in their marriages, they know they cannot face it on their own. They need someone to support them, or they need someone to talk to, or they need someone to give them help or advice. And most of the times when it happens, at times people go to what they used to see their parents going to, or they use what they used to see their parents using, or what they know their aunt or their uncle uses, or where they know their uncle or their brother or their sister goes, or what they know that someone in their family does. That is what they run to and turn to. Just like in the Bible, when Abraham was facing drought, when there was drought in the land where Abraham was living with Sarah, Abraham had to go down to Egypt. It happened again when there was drought, and Isaac was thinking of going down to Egypt. Why was Isaac thinking of going down to Egypt? Because this is what Abraham did. Even if you look in the Bible, when there was drought, Jacob went down to Egypt. The Bible says in Genesis 26, verses 1 to 2, there was a famine in the land, besides the first famine that was in the days of Abraham, and Isaac went to Abimelech, king of the Philistines, in Gerar. Then the Lord appeared to him and said, "Do not go down to Egypt. Live in the land of which I shall tell you." This was a problem of drought. The same drought was there during the time of Abraham, and Abraham went down to Egypt. There was now drought during the time of Isaac, and Isaac was thinking of going down to Egypt. Isaac had gone as far as Gerar, and the Lord said, "Do not go down to Egypt." The same drought happened in the case of Jacob, and Jacob went down to Egypt. Why they went down to Egypt is because this is what they saw Abraham doing. Isaac knew that it happened during the time of Abraham, and Abraham went down to Egypt. And Isaac also wanted to go down to Egypt. During the time of Jacob, the same thing happened. Many times we go through situations in our marriages. We come through what we cannot understand or what we cannot handle on our own. But we know that maybe our mom or maybe our father, maybe our uncle or maybe our sister, maybe our auntie or someone in the family, when they faced such a situation, they went down to Egypt. But when it was time for Isaac to go down to Egypt, God said, "Do not go down to Egypt." And the same thing applies to us today. Whatever we used to know or whatever we used to see our auntie, our mama, our brother, our daddy doing when there was a problem in their marriage, if they were going down to Egypt, God says we should not go down to Egypt. Just like he said to Isaac, "You should not go down to Egypt." I don't know what might be the drought in your marriage. I don't know what might be the problem in your marriage that is causing you to think of going to Egypt. Maybe it is sickness in the family. Maybe your husband, your spouse, your child is not well, and you are now thinking of going down to Egypt. Maybe it's between you and your spouse. Maybe you have discovered something that is not right between you and your spouse. Maybe you do not understand each other in talking or whatever, and then now you think of going down to Egypt. It might be whatever issue, it might be whatever problem. Maybe you don't have enough money in the family. Maybe your spouse is not working. Maybe whatever the issue, it could be one issue or the other. It could be one problem or the other. During the time of Abraham, it was drought. During the time of Isaac, it was drought. In your own time, in our own time, it can be whatever issue it is. Maybe your spouse doesn't come home on time. Maybe your spouse doesn't work with you, doesn't want to agree with you. Whatever you say or suggest, you don't agree, the two of you. Maybe there's no peace in your marriage. Maybe you don't understand each other. Maybe there's no more that love that was there at the beginning. Maybe it is late. Maybe you're looking for the fruit of the womb, but it's not there. Maybe you're looking for one thing or the other, but it's not there. Maybe you've done nothing wrong, but you just see that things are not working in your marriage. You just see that there's no happiness in your marriage. You just see that you're not satisfied. And you think of going down to Egypt. Just like Abraham went down to Egypt. And Isaac was thinking of going down to Egypt. I don't know what the drought in your marriage is. I don't know what the issue is, but don't go down to Egypt. Don't follow what your parents did. Don't follow what your friends did. Don't follow what whosoever know where they went or what they did. And then you say, since I'm facing a problem, let me do what they did. Or since I'm facing a problem, let me go where they went. And apply the same things that they applied. And use the same things that they used. No, you have to turn to God. Because you need strength. Why they went there, why Abraham went to Egypt is because he needed strength. Because of the drought. Why Isaac was thinking of going to Egypt, why Isaac went to Abimelech, it was because of drought. He needed strength. He needed support from Abimelech. He needed support from Egypt. I don't know what is the issue in your marriage. I don't know what sort of support you need. But my advice, according to the word of the Lord, don't go down to Egypt. Just like God said to Isaac, don't go down to Egypt. The same applies to you today. The same applies to us today. We should not go down to Egypt when we face situations in our marriages. When issues rise up in our marriages, we should not go down to Egypt. I don't know what the sort of Egypt that you go down to. I don't know what the sort of Egypt you have been running to. Whenever you face an issue in your marriage and you want to strength, you want to run to that Egypt. Maybe it is your friend. Maybe whenever you have got a problem in your marriage, you run to your friend, you tell your friend, maybe you phone them. That is your Egypt. Maybe if your sister is your brother, maybe someone in your family, whenever there's a problem in your marriage, you want to run to your sister, you want to run to your brother, you want to run to someone you are related to. That is your Egypt. That is what you put your trust in. That is the one that you know, like that whenever there's a problem, you run to that one first. You contact that one first. Why? Because it is your Egypt. But God said, don't go down to Egypt. If you have been going to them first, you have been calling on them first, you have been running to them first, may today mark the end. May you no longer run to them. Rita, just like the Lord said to Isaac, don't go down to Egypt. Do not go down to Egypt. I speak to you in the same way. I don't know what your Egypt is. Maybe it's a witch doctor. Maybe it's an altar. Maybe it's a shrine. Maybe there are some forces and demons and spirits. Maybe you invoke spirits of the dead when you face situations in your marriage. When you come across issues that you cannot understand, you cannot deal with, you cannot solve on your own, you need support, you need strength, and then you run to those. That is your Egypt. It doesn't matter if you know someone who used to run to them. Whether they are altars, they are forces, they are powers, they are demons, they are witch doctors. I don't care what they are called. Whether they are called shrines, I don't care what they are called. But today I speak to you and I tell you not to go down to Egypt. Not to go to them anymore. I don't care how long you've been going to them. I don't care how long you've been running to them. But you shall not go down to them. That is your Egypt. But God said to Isaac, don't go down to Egypt. Rita, I say the same to you. Yeah, broken. Don't go down to Egypt. Mariah, but turn to the Lord. Yeah, broken. Because you need strength. Whatever you're facing in your marriage, whatever the situation it is, you need strength. And the only strength that you need can only come from the Lord. Yeah, broken. So it doesn't come from your sister, it doesn't come from your brother, it doesn't come from your mother, it doesn't come from your father, it doesn't come from witch doctors, it doesn't come from altars, from shrines, from spirits. No. Mass. It only comes from the Lord. Yeah, broken. It doesn't matter the situation that you are facing. It doesn't matter the situation that you are confronting in your marriage. Just learn to the Lord. Call upon Him. Seek Him. Turn to Him. Yeah, broken. In any way you have been running to someone else first. In any way you have been running to something else first. May today mark the end. Don't let them know. Yeah, broken. But let God know. Manas, let Rita, he be the first point of contact. Let he be the one who knows first what you are facing, what you are going through. Let him be the one who run to first. Don't go down to Egypt. I don't care how long you've been going down to Egypt. I don't care how many Egypts you have been running to. Rita, you have been trusting in. They are powerless. They don't have the strength that you need in your marriage. They don't have the strength that you need to confront that situation. But God has got that strength. Risa, whatever you need, Marisa, Yabrokonzo, turn to God. Whatever the situation, whatever the circumstance in your marriage today, I challenge you to turn to God. No matter the situation, no matter the condition, just turn to God because He's the only one that can strengthen you, because He's the only source of strength. He's the only reliable strength that you can turn to, that you can trust in. Nothing else. Whether your sister, your brother, your relative, your blood parents, or whosoever, they don't have strength that you need. They don't have comfort that you need to go through that situation. But only God. Yeah, broken. So just like the disciples of Jesus, when they were facing a situation, when the boat was about to sink, Jesus was with them sleeping. They did not go down to Egypt. They did not say, let's leave the boat and let's swim out. They did not say, let's turn back and go back. No, they did not go down to Egypt. They went to the Lord. Yeah, broken. So I encourage you to do the same today. Whatever the situation, whatever the circumstance that you are facing in your marriage, there could be problems, there could be issues. Just turn to the Lord. Just in the same way the disciples woke up Jesus and say, Master, Master, you don't care that we perish. Go back to him and ask him. Ask him if he doesn't care about the situation you are facing in your marriage. Ask him if it doesn't bother him that you are going through such a situation in your marriage. And you answer you. He did not ignore the disciples. When they called him and woke him up, he did not even say to them, why did you wake me up? He addressed the situation. In the same way he addressed the situation, in the same way he addressed the turbulence that the disciples were facing, you address the turbulence that you are facing in your marriage today. You are broken. He will not even ask you why you came to him, or why you went to him, or why you called on him. Why? Because he's waiting for you to do so. He are broken. So even when he was sleeping in that boat, he was waiting for the disciples, Marius, to call on him. Mana, he knew they were going to face a situation. He knew they were facing a situation, and he knows that you are facing a situation. Yeah, broken. But even if he was with them, even if he knew what they were going through, he was waiting for them to call on him. Risa, in the same way he's waiting for you to call on him, just turn to him. Rose, and call on him. Let him be your comfort. Let him be your strength. Master, let him be the one you trust on in your marriage. Yeah, broken. Let all your issues be brought to him. Any issue, any word that you are facing in your marriage, just go to him. You iron it out. You wash it away. It doesn't matter what you are going through, whether you are shedding tears because of situations in your marriage, whether you are uncomfortable because of what you are going through in your marriage. I speak to you now. And I encourage you, Risa, to turn to the Lord and call upon him and hold on to him. You will show up in ways you can never understand. You show up in ways that you look back and regret all those days and moments you used to run to Egypt. You show up in ways that you see and say, why did I waste my time, or why did I waste my money going to Egypt when the Lord can do all this? Most of the time, some of the women, even men, when everything is okay, they go to church, they call on God, they pray, they do everything. But whenever a situation arises in their family, in their marriage, they forget about God and they run to Egypt. They go to altars, they go to forces, they go to demons, they go to powers. They forget God. But when you are facing a situation, it's the time that you should remember that God is there. It is the time that you should run to him, not when everything is okay. You're broken. This just shows your trust. The one you trust is the one you run to when you need support, when you need strength. Things might happen in your marriage that cause you to be weak, that cause you to be unable to stand on your own, that cause you to be unable to face it on your own. Then you need someone to intervene. The Lord is there to intervene. The Lord is waiting to intervene. All he wants is your trust. All he wants is you to run to him and call on him, and he will show up. Yeah, broken. So he will intervene in whatever situation that you are facing in your marriage. He just needs your trust. 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 When you trust him, you turn to him. When you trust him, you call on him. When you trust him, you run to him. Mercy. When you trust him and run to him, first point, He's even happy that you trust him. He is happier that you know that he has got the strength that you need. You know that he has got the support that you need. Because even maybe you don't know what you need, but he knows, yeah, bro, what you need. So if you don't know what you need, just go to him and say, Lord, help me. I don't know what to do. Help me, provide a way. And you provide a way because he knows what you need and he knows the way that to bring you out because his ways are not your ways. Maybe you've got your own way that you think of, but that's not his way. He has got his way out for whatever situation you are facing, but all he needs is you to ask. When you ask him, he will provide a way out. Mercy. Just like when the 3 Hebrew boys were thrown into the pit of fire. Many thought maybe he was not going to allow them to be thrown into the pit of fire. That was their own thinking. Many thought they were going to die in the pit of fire. That was their own thinking, but that was not his way. His way was to protect them through the fire. If you turn to him, if you run to him, no matter the situation that you are facing through, you are going through now, he protect you through that situation. You protect your marriage through that situation. You come out happy, you come out victorious because you trusted him. It doesn't matter what comes your way. It doesn't matter the dry sea, the Red Sea. You provided dry land. Risa, it doesn't matter the circumstances, the situations, the issues that rise up. Rosa, as long as you call on him, as long as you hold on to him, that's all you need. That's the strength you need. That's the power you need. It doesn't matter the issue. It could be sickness in the family. It could be even funeral, death in the family. It could be misunderstanding in the family. It could be lack, material things are not enough, you are lacking. It could be love, there's no love. It could be peace, there's no peace. It could be harmony, there's no harmony. There's discord in everything. Whatever you say or do, there's discord. There's no agreement. My advice today is turn to the Lord. Call upon him. He will encourage you. He will keep you. He will strengthen you. He will strengthen you. He will strengthen you. Now say, even when Simon Peter was walking on the water, when he was about to sink, he strengthened him. Why? Because he's the owner of strength. He's the source of strength. So whatever you're going through, if you think you're about to sink, whatever you're facing in your marriage, if you think your marriage is about to sink, go back to him. Lisa, call on him. Rose, just like Simon Peter called on him and he said to him, why did you doubt? He might not ask you, why did you do that or whatever, but he will answer you. He will show up in that situation and he will do what you never thought he would do, but all he needs is you to call on him because he's the source of strength that you need. Because so many things happen in marriages that people get weak, that people don't know what to do, that people get stranded. That's why they end up going to Egypt because they don't know what to do. I tell you what to do now. I give you advice now. Run to the Lord. Manasseh, and hold on to him. Lisa, because he's the only strength that we need. Because so many things happen in marriage. It could be children. Maybe they're not well. Maybe they're not doing well at school. Maybe they don't understand. Maybe they are misbehaving. Maybe they are doing this and that. But you know what? It doesn't matter the situation. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Just return to the Lord. Run to the Lord with that situation. Call on him, present it to him. Rose, there's no need to beat up your children. There's no need to harass them. There's no need to ask them. Why? Because what they are doing is not their fault. It's the work of the devil that has just risen up against you in your marriage to cause trouble, to cause your children to do whatever they are doing. But when you run to the Lord, he will iron it out. He will wash it out. Maybe it's family members. Maybe it's relatives causing you problems, causing you worries. For example, they know what you don't have. Maybe you need the fruit of the womb, but they know you don't have the fruit of the womb. And then now they come to mock you. They come to cause you sorrow because of what you don't have. You know what? Just turn to the Lord. Maybe they know you don't have a car and you are using the bus or you walk. And they come to mock you and mock you and mock you just because of the situation that you don't have a car. Turn to the Lord. Present it to the Lord and leave it unto him. You do great and mighty things that you cannot even understand. You embarrass you and confuse you when you answer you. But for you to be able to go through that situation, for you to get the strength to face what you are facing, you need the Lord. Turn unto Him and call on Him. He will strengthen you. He's the only source of strength. He's the only power that you need. He's the only one that can comfort you and keep you. He's the only one that can energize you. He's the only one that can cause you to go on and go on and go on. It doesn't matter the situation. It doesn't matter what you are facing. It doesn't matter what you are going through. Just call on Him and hold on Him and call on Him and hold on Him. The Bible says in 1 Chronicles 16 verse 11, seek the Lord and His strength. Seek His face evermore. Whatever situation you are facing in your marriage, whatever you are going through, you know it's better. But seek the strength of the Lord. Just like the Bible is saying in 1 Chronicles 16:11. Seek the Lord and His strength. Seek His face evermore. I know you have been seeking Him. Maybe you have been praying, you have been going to church, you have been doing everything before the situation arose that you are facing now. But now, because of the situation, seek the Lord even more. As the Bible is saying in 1 Chronicles 16:11, seek the Lord and His strength. Seek His face evermore. That's all you need now. Because of the situation you are facing, because of the situation you are going through, all you need now is the Lord. You need strength from Him. Because at times, what we go through causes us to be weak. At times, what we go through causes us to be unable to stand. But when we seek the Lord, He will strengthen us. We need His strength. Just like the Bible is saying, seek the Lord and His strength. Seek His face evermore. Whatever you are going through, let it cause you to seek Him more. It should not cause you to go down to Egypt. It should not cause you to run to your friends. It should not cause you to go to run to your colleagues at work. You're broken. It should not cause you to go to altars, forces, powers, demons, spirits, shrines, witch doctors. No. Mamas, it should not cause you to release curses on people. Right? Manas. But let it cause you, mana, to pray and seek the Lord so that He will strengthen you. It doesn't matter how weak you are. When you go and pray, but before you finish a prayer, you see that you will have strength. It doesn't matter how disturbed you are. Maybe you are crying, you are shedding tears. If you go and pray, you find that before you finish that prayer, the tears will have dried up. It doesn't matter what you are going through or the condition you are or the situation you are. If you go and pray, if you are not able to eat, when after you finish praying, you find yourself able to eat, just like Hannah. Manas. After that caused Hannah pain, tears and sorrow. She could not eat. Manas. Then she went to pray. After she prayed, the Lord dried up her tears. She could now eat. She did not go down to Egypt. She went to the Lord in prayer. Yeah, broken. So we have to learn the same from Hannah. She needed strength. She was weak. She could no longer eat because of no strength. Because of the weakness that was in her. Why? Because of what she was lacking in marriage. Like I said earlier on, that at times relatives, they use what you don't have to mock you, and then it causes you to be weak. Then you need strength to go through it. In this case, Penina uses the fact that Hannah did not have children. And she used it to mock Hannah, to weaken Hannah. So Hannah had no strength. Hannah could no longer eat. Hannah could no longer be happy. But she went to the Lord in prayer. And the Lord strengthened her. When she came back, Penina was surprised to see that Hannah that was weak before is now stronger. To see that one that was crying before is not crying anymore. It's in the same day, maybe within the same hour or within 2 hours. The woman that was crying 2 hours ago, that could not eat 2 hours ago, was now able to eat. Why? Because she went to the Lord in prayer. I encourage you to call on Him and hold on to Him. Present your issues to Him. He will strengthen you. He is the only strength that you need in your marriage. No matter the circumstance, no matter the situation, things happen in marriage that cause people to be weak. But in that your weakness, run to the Lord. Because He is good, He is great, He is mighty, He is wonderful, He is powerful. He will not let you down. Lisa, He will call you, He will answer you when you call on Him. Manas, thank you so much for all your calls. But my request is, please don't call me when I'm on the program. Could you please call me after the program? Especially if you call me with withheld numbers, I cannot call you back. But if you call me after the program, we can talk. Or if you can't call, you can email me on marriagewithgod@gmail.com. Or you can send me a text message. Then I can call you back, or we take it from there. But when you call, thank you so much, all those people that have been calling while I'm on the program. Unfortunately, I cannot pick up the calls. And then when I see the missed calls, at times I try to call back, but maybe it's a bit too late, because by the time I finish and I try to call back, it's a bit too late. Please, you can call me like tomorrow or another day, or you can call me soon after the program, or you can text me, or you can send me an email. I'll reply. Thank you so much for all your calls. It's so encouraging to know that you are watching and you are listening. May the Lord bless you. May He do what He only can do in your marriages. May He answer you. May He wipe off your tears. May He provide whatever you need, just for being able to listen and being able to spend whatever the number of minutes listening. May the Lord bless you. May He lift you up and take you higher. May you show up at every bus stop where you need Him. Rita, may He do what only He can do. Risa Mai, in your circumstance, in your situation, in your life. May He wipe off your tears. Manaz, may He strengthen you and strengthen you and strengthen you and strengthen you. May He comfort you. May He be your helper. May He be your comforter. May He be your keeper. May He cover you. Risa, you're broken. Thank you so much. God bless you richly. I'm waiting to see your emails, and I'll reply to any emails. If you have got questions, just email me. And those that were asking about church address, hold on. Thank you so much. God bless you.